Well, folks, it is currently 1:06 in the morning, and I just got home from the Best Buy midnight launch for the Nintendo Switch 2. I got a system, I got a bunch of games, I got some patches a Nintendo representative was handing out. We're going to take a look at all this stuff. We're going to do a system unboxing. It's going to be a good time. The new era of Nintendo is here, and I am more than ready for it. So sit back, relax, hit that subscribe button, and let's check out my little Nintendo Switch 2 haul. Alrighty, so here is my Nintendo Switch 2 haul. We went to a Best Buy that was doing a midnight release for the system. I went with my buddy Rax the Great. He drove us over there, and funnily enough, he had a pre-order. I did not, so I was in a different line, and actually got my system before he did. I was ready to go at like 12:30. We didn't get out of there till like 1 though. But before I show you guys what I picked up, there was a Nintendo rep there, and she was giving out these patches. And so I got some patches. She did take a picture of myself, Rax, and a couple of guys that we were hanging out with, Justin and what's the other guy's name? Joseph, I believe. I did tell the representative to tell Nintendo. I said hi. I'm sure they will sincerely appreciate that. Here is my micro SD card. I already have one of these, but here's the system. As you can see, it is indeed the Mario Kart bundle, which is just a sticker. I was actually kind of surprised by that. We, of course, are going to unbox the system. Here are the games that I decided to pick up. Cyberpunk 2077, of course. Yakuza 0. Street Fighter 6, years 1 through 2, Fighters Edition. And Sonic X Shadow Generations. I actually did not play this, the new version of it, because I was kind of hoping that like a Switch 2 version would be better. So I went ahead and picked up these 4 games. Obviously, I'm going to buy more like Fast Fusion. I don't know, maybe I'll get the stupid Nintendo Tour game as well. But it was a pleasant experience overall at the Best Buy. I was surprised at how many people were there, though. Good Lord. There was probably like 200 people there. They had 100 systems for pre-order, and then they had systems just for whoever else came in. And you know, we were like 40th in line for the poverty systems of the people who were not able to pre-order. But yeah, it was a good time. So we're going to unbox the system. I want to open up these games too. We'll go ahead and take a look at what's inside of them. This is going to be a long video because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to go over with this, pal. But let's unbox the system and check that out. All right, so we got some instructions here on how to set it up. Luckily, I'm not a boob, and I can understand how to do that. We have our new Joy-Cons here. Now, these are going to be very interesting to check out, I think. Right off the bat, I can tell you they feel heavier than a standard Joy-Con does, and they are indeed bigger. You can see the light blue, the baby blue here, and we also have the orange for the Joy-Con 2s. They feel pretty similar to the original Joy-Cons. There should have been some sort of grip, I feel, on the back here. But, you know, they feel pretty good. The analog sticks definitely feel different. They feel much tighter than the Switch 1s did. Of course, we have all of the buttons here, our D-pad, our capture button, the home button, and then, of course, the game chat. Luckily, I'm a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack member, so I can actually chat with people. But yeah, I think they feel better. Oh God, I dropped one. They definitely feel better. Maybe not the ideal, you know, situation, but in a pinch, like I think it'll work just fine. It's got that black finish to it. And of course we have the magnetic rails, which we will check out as we take a look deeper at the system. And then of course, here is our screen. And wow, this is definitely bigger. You know, it's definitely larger than the Switch 1 screen. You can see my camera there. That's nice. Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's a screen. We got the USB-C charging on there, or if you want to connect something to it, or power button or volume button. The game cartridge slot on here. It looks pretty good. You know, we got the new kickstand. We can check that out too. Oh, this feels... It feels good. It feels like a good plastic. Like, I wouldn't say it's great, and I could see this breaking for people, but it's good. You know, it's good. Let's stick it there. Okay. I mean, you got good viewing angles with it and all that sort of stuff. So That's pretty cool. And then of course, whoa, we're not gonna show that. Oh, we gotta scratch it off. Gotta scratch off for the Mario Kart download code. I don't care about it being physical, but you know, there's our little Mario Kart. It's funny how it's just like a little random code that's in there. HDMI cable, Joy-Con straps. Does anyone use these? Like, is this a thing that people use? I never use them. And then, of course, we have cardboard. Throw that on the floor there. Here is AC adapter. Interesting that it's, I guess it's about the same size as the original Switch one. Maybe a little smaller there. We have the cord to connect it to our system. And, of course, the good old dog bone thing. I used this for so long on my original Nintendo Switch because I am a hard-headed individual, and that's pretty much what it all boils down to. And let's see. Where's the dockaroony? Here's the big dock. That's a big dock. Interesting, the cooling fans on it. You can see it's a little bit sleeker. You know, it's more rounded than the original dock was, which was very square. Like, I have an original dock right here that I can grab for a bit of a comparison. You know, it's wider, but I think it looks a bit better because it's not, you know, it's not a perfect rectangle. Like, it's actually smooth on the edges and stuff like that. So pretty cool stuff here. It's, you know, it's very Nintendo Switch 1 like, but I'm already getting a little bit of anxiety here because I have this brand new system. You know, I have new Joy-Cons, this new screen. It's already got little crust on it. How am I going to protect this thing? Oh, wait, that's where today's video sponsor, DBRAND, comes into play. DBRAND was at the forefront of Nintendo Switch 1 accessories and protection, and now they are back with the Switch 2 Kill Switch, the ultimate in Nintendo Switch 2 functionality and protection. The Switch 2 Kill Switch fits onto your Nintendo Switch 2 like a glove and packs many different features, including the ability to remove Joy-Cons while still in the case, grips on the Joy-Cons, a low-profile design to keep the system portable, a dock adapter so you can keep your Nintendo Switch 2 in the Kill Switch case when charging, and of course, most importantly, protects your Nintendo Switch 2 with impact resistance in case, well, you drop it or someone tries to gank it out of your hands. DBRAND is also offering various bundle deals that include things like a travel case with game storage, analog stick grips, and much, much more. Check out the link in the description box and pinned comment down below to get your DBRAND Switch 2 Kill Switch and give yourself the peace of mind when playing your Nintendo Switch 2 in handheld mode. As always, guys, be sure to support the brands that support me, and a huge thank you to DBRAND for sponsoring today's video. All right, now, of course, we got to take a look at the games I picked up. Now, of course, as you are aware, I have Mario Kart here with the scratch away code for it. No physical for me, but we do have one game on a physical. I do want to kind of compare the game key cards to the actual physical game cards with Cyberpunk. So Street Fighter 6 Years 1 through 2 Fighters Edition. Now, I did pre-open this because the DLC was on this. It's on a piece of paper, and it definitely had the code, and I don't want people using it before I use it. And here is our game key card. It definitely feels like, it looks a lot like a standard cartridge, but it definitely feels a lot lighter than a standard cartridge does. Definitely something I noticed. Like, it feels very light. It feels I wouldn't say flimsy, but maybe a tad bit flimsy comparative to a normal Switch 2 cartridge. But I mean, this is just the way it's gonna kind of be, bro. Like, if you want third-party games on here, that's what you're gonna have to deal with. Here is Sonic X Shadow Generations, a game that I have not played yet. I mean, I played Sonic Generations, but I haven't played the additional Shadow stuff. This is the Day 1 edition. I'm sure that makes it more valuable in the grand scheme of things. We have a little journal here that comes with this. It's kind of cool, I guess, if you want to learn about a little Sonic lore. This also is a game key card. Take a look at it there. Once again, feels very light. It's got the little key on it too, so you know you got a game key card, pal. You think you got the full experience on the cartridge? No, you have a way to download it. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. I'm actually interested in playing this game. I know it's out on other systems and stuff like that, but I thought the Switch 2 version looked really, really well done, so I figured this would be fun to check out. Once again, a game key card. Nothing extra inside or anything exciting like that. God forbid you throw me a bone here. And then here is probably the most interesting physical release, and that being Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition with the Phantom Liberty DLC. Take a look at the back here. And this is the only game that I own on the Nintendo Switch 2 that is a standard physical game cartridge. And I'm not even the biggest Cyberpunk fan like in the world. Like, I think it's good. You know, I'm sure it's better than it was when I initially played it, because when I initially played it, boy, oh boy, was it not great. Oh, look at this. Got some stickers. That's kind of cool. My legend starts here. Thank you. I can get swag and rewards. Well, you know what? It doesn't feel any different than... All right, zoom in there. Focus. Focus. Maybe if I move this. It doesn't really feel any different than the game key card does in terms of like weight or anything like that. It actually feels exactly the same. So I don't know. Maybe I was just misremembering like what a Switch 1 cartridge feels like. But, I mean, obviously, you know, they are very similar. We have red. There's a Switch 1 cart versus a Switch 2 cart. The red really makes it stand out. You know, the red, and it is a bit larger, maybe. No, they're about the same size, and they feel the same. So I'm just having bad memory with Switch 1 game cards. But, yeah, this was my haul. Totaled about $800 after taxes and stuff like that. But at least I did not have to pay extra for it. So I think I'm pretty much set up here. You know, I've got a good selection of games. I'm obviously going to buy Fast Fusion as well in the morning. But I just wanted to show you guys my haul, show you guys what I got, and kind of, you know, unbox the Switch 2 system. Obviously, I'm going to need to spend a little bit of time with this. I did notice one thing, though, and that is this dock. Like, look at that flex. I don't know if I like that. Like, it's very flexy, and I feel like it shouldn't be that flexy. You can see here we have the USB slots on the side. We, of course, have where you put the system in, and you have the flap that you can remove in order to access the AC adapter, HDMI, and LAN connection if you want to go wired. So, you know, I'm excited for this, though. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, I got to set up the system. You know what? Let's see if we got a charge on it. I figure I owe you guys that much. Let's see if we got a little charge ski on this bad boy, shall we? We've got a boot screen. We've got a boot screen. Look at that. All of my dreams are coming true. The D-pad does feel better. I will say that. I'm glad it's got a bit of a charge to it. Yeah, I accept. All right, so obviously I have to set all this stuff up, but there's a first glimpse at the screen as well. It looks great, man. This, like, the screen looks very, very nice and very, very fancy. So I'm going to spend some time with this. We'll be back tomorrow for several different videos on this system. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming up in the future as well. I got to get a little bit of sleep, though. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and doing this unboxing with me. Let me know what you think of my haul. Did you end up getting a Switch 2 for the pre-order, or are you going to wait for the system? A huge thank you to DBRAND for sponsoring today's video. I really like this protective case. I think it's really good. And I mean, I dropped the hell out of the system and the screen didn't crack. And I was really putting them to the test to make sure. There is a link in the description box down below if you would like to check out DBRAND's various products for the Switch 2. I definitely recommend them. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.